What's up, guys? Today we're going over two very important farms you should be doing this week, one of which is so ridiculous and broken and one of the best farms Destiny's ever seen. It is so funny that it's even a vein. So jumping straight into that one first, you can only do this farm once every 5 weeks. I believe there's 5 dungeons in the seasonal loop, and the one with both of these farms is the Duality dungeon, and the first one will be on Master mode, and don't worry, you're not even going to be playing the game. So you just load up Master on a fresh CP, and you have to get to the first encounter. So just through like the little jumping puzzle. But once you get to the first encounter, the boss fight, all you do is shoot the bell behind you to go into the other zone. Then go over to the ledge, and we used well while learning how to do it, but definitely not necessary. You can do this on any character. Go over to the ledge and bait the boss over, let him hit you. Then what I do is jump off the map and kind of float and jump back on, and if he attacks you, he will swing off the map. And for whatever reason, in this encounter, this season, the encounter actually ends, and he does not respawn like other areas in the game with similar issues. So yeah, the boss dies, and you get your loot, and you don't even have to shoot a single bullet. And this is on Master with the Artifice Armor, along with the GL and Fusion. If you're like me and you didn't farm the Artifice Armor before Lightfall, this is going to be honestly an extremely easy way to do so, and it drops in all 5 armor slots along with the GL and Fusion. The Fusion can be red borders, so if you need to craft that still, good way to finish that. And the Lingering Dread GL comes with some pretty cool blinding rolls with chill clip and things like that. So honestly, this farm is extremely good. You get free Artifice Armor, both weapons are good. You can also get Ascendant Shards and Prisms while doing this. So yeah, and the loop is extremely fast. It's like barely a minute, if not quicker, to do this full loop. And once we got it down, we started doing it without well and more in the middle, as you'll see in this clip right here. And another cool thing about this farm is you can technically do this solo if you just run up to this CP every single time. But obviously with at least one teammate, they can hold the CP for you and constantly drop you in. Then as they fly in, they change back to a different character to actually get the loot. Then change back to the character holding the CP to drop you in over and over. And yeah, that is this farm. It is absolutely broken. The fact that there's an encounter in the game where the boss can fall off and it actually ends while almost all the other ones don't is kind of weird. And I heard that this wasn't the case in previous seasons. Something about this season made this work. So I'm not sure what that was. But yeah, I can't imagine this will be sticking around for too long. And it might only be a thing this week, because by the time this dungeon comes back in roughly 5 weeks, I can only imagine that they'll probably try to fix this. So definitely take advantage of this while you can and fill out your Artifice Armor slots on all characters. Because if you didn't know, the Artifice Armor now gives you 3 of any stat you want for free. Doesn't take any energy, so obviously it's just better than regular armor. And outside of doing actual Master dungeon encounters, this is the only way to get it absolutely for free. Alright, moving on to the second farm, still in the same Duality dungeon, this time on normal. You're going to have to play up to the Vault encounter. And there's going to be no secret for farming this fast. Just put on an Eager Edge Sword and maybe learn and memorize where all 4 of these symbols are. Put a map up on screen right now, but the whole point of farming in this encounter is for mostly the SMG. This encounter can drop 3 armor pieces along with the Unforgiven SMG and the Storm Chaser burst linear fusion. And you're gonna farm this the same way as all the other checkpoint farms, where you have one person hold the CP, drop you in, then swap to the character they actually want to do the encounter on, finish the encounter, then they swap back to the character with the CP, load the fire team in, rinse and repeat. And this farm is kind of tedious and longer, but I think it's definitely worth it for this SMG. I think it's arguably the best primary in the game for the season in PvE. So looking at the Unforgiven, it's going to be a 750 RPM SMG. I think that is a sweet spot. Some people like 900s more, but I've always liked 750s. It's going to be a Void SMG also with demo in the left column. So there's going to be 3 things that are very important in this weapon. One, because it's Void, it can get Volatile Flow for free by just picking up orbs with this artifact perk. This season in general, Void weapons are extremely strong because of this, and the go-to primaries, heavies, and even specials of choice. And you can pair that with Bricks from Beyond, where defeating powerful combatants with Void weapons has a chance to generate heavy ammo for you and your allies. That is also another great reason to be using void weapons. And along with the fact that the way the new armor system works is not quite as fast of ability recharge as like the old elemental wells, and that is where perks like Demo, Wellspring, and Pugilist I think are really good once again. And with any weapon that has Demo in the left, that is going to be a super good pick, because you can still use a damage perk, or in this case even repulsor brace in the right. So the rolls I'll be going for on this weapon is Demo on the left, plus any damage perk really, or really any of the 6 perks in the right. They're all really good. The only one I would argue probably isn't worth your time is going to be Dragonfly, but even then it's not bad. But Demo plus any damage perk, I would go for a Drone Junkie, because it makes a lot of sense for grenade builds. Get the full ×5 instantly with a grenade final blow. But you couldn't go wrong with Rampage, Frenzy, or even Golden Tricorn. All would be really good. And this weapon also has Repulsor Brace for that full Void Overshield when you defeat a Void debuffed target. And this season with the free Volatile Rounds, Volatile Rounds count as a Void debuff, which will then on every final blow give you that full Void Overshield, making it just that much harder to die, stacking that with all the other DR in the game. And this SMG will be good in future seasons too. You won't be able to take advantage of the Volatile Rounds and the Repulsor Brace if you're not playing Void, but in future seasons, playing Void would work the same way. And this could work really well with some Hunter builds, with the way the aspect works, where you'll go invis after every single final blow. So there's a lot of really cool builds this season and in future seasons revolving around this SMG, because it's Void and has Demo in the left. So 100% worth getting, and it's definitely found a way, along with a new raid exotic shotgun, to be like my kind of go-to weapon loadout. Using that shotgun, the Izanagi's Burden, Weatherhoard, whatever it is, plus this SMG in your energy slot, just feels like one of the best combos you can do right now, while still having your heavy slot for Hothead, Cataclysmic, or whatever. It really is one of the most like balanced loadouts possible, and one of the best in PvE right now. So definitely important to get this SMG if you don't have it. It's a pretty brutal farm, but definitely worth it in my opinion. So these 2 farms are must do. You have until Tuesday at weekly reset to do them. And I'm not sure the first one will be around next time Duality comes back. So maybe do that one first, and the SMG one with whatever time you have left over, or the SMG one maybe the next time Duality's back. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the video. Just a little bit of gameplay with the Unforgiven left. Like usual, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.